All right. Okay. So good morning, both of you again. So before we start the session, let me just quickly recap what we learned last Tuesday. So last Tuesday, actually, we learned about conditional formatting, H lookup, and we learned about pivot tables. And then actually last week, Miss Nirmi made a request about how this attendance could be captured. So today's session is based on that request, and today what we are going to learn is how to do a if and VLOOKUP combo, and how to use find and replace, and how to use the count if function. So I'm going to share the workbook with all of you. Let me share my screen and open up.
vaccination card copy copy
All right. Miss Nirmi, can you confirm whether you can see my screen
Yes, sir,
properly?
we can see.
All right. Thank you very much. So, first of all, we are going to learn about the if and VLOOKUP combination. So, now I think most of y'all are conducting the lessons online. So when you conduct a lesson online, you get the attendance sheet from Microsoft Teams. So this is the way I believe that all of you get the attendance sheet when you download from after Microsoft Teams meeting. So this is the same way that I will see your participation as well when I download a report after this meeting. So now, when you all are conducting classes, so let me take that as an example. So let's say that you have an audience or a group of students. So this I have taken the example as the 6C class attendance list. So all these figures are dummy figures that I have used here. Now there are 10 students in this class, and you are conducting multiple sessions. So here you have conducted a session on 10th September, again 17. So when you conduct a series of sessions to the same batch of uh, students, now you will want to capture their attendance, right? So here the method that has been used to capture attendance is, now you have a column containing the specific date, and then you have put one yeah, for that against the student who has participated, and if the student has not participated, then you have put an absent, right? So now what I am going to show you is how to use a, now let's say you have a class of 40 students or 60 students, let's say. So are you going to capture their attendance like one by one? Are you going to get this Microsoft um, Teams attendance sheet, and are you going to look into this sheet, and now okay, now Akila Fernando is there, right? So are you going to put a one? Okay, he's there, mark. And then again, are you going to look into the sheet back and then see Atisal is there, again one? So imagine now doing this for 50, 60 list of students. It's gonna be very time consuming, right? And sometimes it may not be accurate as well, because there can be human errors also. So what we are going to do is, now, for example, think this is the attendance list for 23rd, which is today. So you have conducted a class, and then these there are 8 students, and this is the entire student list. I have only taken 10. So this is the entire student list of the class. So now you are going to do a combination of if and VLOOKUP to see who has taken part in today's session out of these 10. So first, look very carefully. So what I'm going to do is give equal, and you have to give a if condition, equal if. So you have to select equal if. Now we have to give the logical test. So the logical test would be, if this value, if this name is equal. So now what we are going to do is we are going to uh, give the logical test based on the names that we have here, right? So if this column is equal to, we are going to use two formulas together, equals VLOOKUP, and then again we are going to give the same value, because what so we have to select the same cell again, C13, where Samal Pereira is. So you have to give the lookup value to the attendance sheet, right? Now the table array is, you have to see this value in this attendance sheet. So you can either select this entire sheet. If you can remember, I told that when you are doing a VLOOKUP, the VLOOKUP value should be in the first column that you select. So this is, the names already automatically appear in the first column. So you need not do any changes in this. Or you can just select this attendance detail section only. So let me select only this attendance section and the comma, and we want to get this value, right? So we are looking for the name. So we want, what the logical test we are giving is, if the value that we are looking for is equal to the VLOOKUP name here, so we are going to give column 1, right? And then it's the false match, where we want the exact match. So you can double click on this, or if not, instead of false here, you can put a 0 and then click outside the bracket, because you have to complete the if formula now. So now if this C30 is equal to the VLOOKUP value that you are going to obtain, here you are going to select value if true. So if you find that name in this attendance sheet, you will get a 1, right? And if you don't get what value you want, so I will type here absent, right? But let me tell in beforehand, there was a little issue in getting this absent. I will teach you how to sort that also, and then you can press enter. Right now this boy has not attended the class, right? That is why we get this. So there is a little, because since it is a combination of two formulas, we get not applicable here instead of absent. So you can drag and drop here. Okay, so you can see uh, only two students. um, right, so there's a little, let me put in the function again. So it shouldn't be only two, it should be 8 people. Let me put the function again. So you select the name. If it is going to be equal to the VLOOKUP value is this, you are going to select this table array, and it should be the first column, comma, you give a 0, and then go to outside. So you have already given the logical test. If it is true, value will be 1. If it is false, value will be absent. So okay. So one thing you have to ensure is, when you are giving these formulas, so these values should be exact. So what you can do is, when you download the attendance reports, in your file, in your master file, you can save how it appears in the report, the attendance sheet, into your master sheet. So then it would be easy, because if there is even a little change in the values that we are looking for, you will not get the formula correctly. So now let me show you, that's the error that we have had. So if I remove one record from here, here you will get that student is absent. So if I remove another record, one is also not there. Here you can see that attendance has not been captured. So this is how you can do a combination of VLOOKUP and if to capture attendance. Let me show you again, because I think this may be a little complicated for you all. So let me show that to you again. So here you're going to give equal if. Don't worry, the recording is there, so you all can always refer. So you are going to give the logical test. This value is going to be equal to a VLOOKUP that you are going to do. And then VLOOKUP value is the same, because you want to see whether this value is there in the attendance sheet. So that you go to the attendance sheet, you select the entire selection, or you can select only you can go to the attendance sheet and you can select the entire selection. You can give the column index number as 1, and then you can select 0, because we are going to get an exact match. You can close the bracket and then comma. So if the value is true, if you find this name here, then you will get a 1 to mark the attendance. If you don't get, okay, let me try. Equal, if this value VLOOKUP, you are going to do the VLOOKUP for the same value. Make the table array from the attendance sheet. Column number 1, 0 for the exact match. Click outside the brackets, put a comma. Value if the record is there, it's true. Value if the record is not there. Right, here it is. Okay. Okay. We are getting a little error today. I'm really sorry for the inconvenience. Let me okay. So sometimes just check, you might get some errors. Just check for the data validations, and then let me remove some records from here. Okay, this is how you would get the attendance. So now you want to convert these two students who have not attended the class. So what you want to do is you want to get the absent value here, right? So for this, what you're going to do is you can always, you can, once you give a formula, just select it, copy and paste only the values. So then you can use, yeah, now it's only the values. So you can select this entire selection, and now you can go to the, in the home tab, you can see find and replace function, right? Go to find and replace. Here select replace. So you have to find all the cells that contain hashtag not applicable, replace that absent, replace all. Okay, close. Now this has been replaced with absent. So here, uh, can I know whether y'all are clear or any clarifications? It's a bit of a complicated one. Uh, Maybe y'all can refer to the video as well again. So can I know whether y'all have any questions on this, how to do this? Miss Nirmi, by the way, have you
Yes,
tried
sir.
what I have
Yes,
given
I
you last?
tried last week, but there was a small error and I could not do it properly. So I had to use the same usual method for the last
Okay,
week's class, and today I'm having another session. So I'm
okay.
planning to use this method for that.
Superb, superb. Once just try Miss Nirmi and let me know if you fail. Let me know. We'll look into that
Yes,
because
sir.
yeah, because even a small mistake will not give you the value. That's why. So it has to be 100% perfect. So that's why we'll see. Okay, so let me show you the next part. So I saw that now these absent ones have been highlighted in yellow. So this actually I did, this is just a recap. So let me make everything white, right? Okay. Uh, Clear rules, right. So I think maybe most of y'all, if you want to see, y'all maybe selecting one by one and highlighting, right? But you don't have to do like that. This is just a recap. I thought about conditional formatting, color scales on a previous session. So you can do what you can do is you can select this entire area which contains the values that you want to highlight in yellow. Then go to home tab, go to conditional formatting, go to color scales, go to more rules, and then you can select format only cells that contain, and then the format cells with, you can select specific text, then you can select containing, and you can type absent, and then you can go to format, go to patterns, select the color, okay, give an OK. So here you will get all the cells highlighted in yellow. So then you can highlight everything like that. And then, yes, so you learnt about the if and VLOOKUP combination. And then you learnt about find and replace. You replaced all the not applicable cells with absent. And then I just gave an recap about the conditional formatting for color scales. And now we are going to learn the count if. Now let's say you want to see how many times Samal Pereira was absent, right? So you can do a count if to see that. So here you can go to equal count if, double click. So this is the range that you are going to do the count if, and then comma, you can give the criteria. So the criteria is absent. So I'm going to type it. When you are typing words or letters, anything, words and letters, you have to put inverted commas. Close the inverted commas, enter. So this student has not got absent on any occasion. Drag and drop it down so you can see. Okay, Samal Vikramasinghe has got absent for 5 times. Likewise, so you can see the count if on the total number of absence. If not, you will have to count the absence and then do. So yes, so these are the things I actually wanted to discuss with all of you today. Uh, any questions on these things before we go to the short key of the day? Any questions? Have I confused all of you? Oh, can I know, Miss Vibhushini? Um,
Yes, it
are you confused?
can,
Oh,
can manage. With the
okay.
record, it will be okay.
Yes, yes, yes. That sounds great. What about Miss Manoja?
Little bit confused, but I'll try with the record.
Sure, sure. So, and what about I think I sorry, I Miss Malshini. What about you?
So I just joined late, so I'll check the recording properly.
Sure, sure. So, can I know whether you all have learned something new in this session? Did you all know about this, or have you all learned this today for the first time, or how?
Today
Yeah,
for the
today
first
for the
time.
first time.
Okay, super, super. So, what about Miss Sumudu?
Hello.
Yes, Miss
This
Sumudu.
is the first time I learned this.
Okay. So, were you able to grab how these formulas are being done?
Uh, I have to refer the recording as well.
Okay.
This is first time.
Sure, sure, sure. You can always refer to the recordings. All right then. So let me share the short key for the day.
Sir Ayesh, can I disturb you?
Yes, sure, Miss Rim.
Uh, yeah, now in this dummy spreadsheet, you are having two sheets actually. So in case if you are having two Excel files, will
Uh-huh.
this work? This
Yes,
V
yes,
something will work, no?
yes. Let me show you that now. Since you requested, let me show you. Okay. Right. So normally, so let me take this into a okay sheet, right? So new sheet.
So Ayesh, are you there?
I'm really sorry I lost my connection. Can you all see me and hear me now?
Yes, Mr. Ayesh.
All right, thank you so much. Let me share my screen again. Very sorry for that. Uh, okay, so here on the request of Miss Nirmi, I took this attendance sheet into a new Excel workbook. Okay, this is a new Excel workbook, and this is the workbook that we were working. So earlier I showed two tabs in the same workbook, but now I'm going to show you again, because normally when you download the attendance, you will get it in a separate workbook like this. So let me all the details back again into this new sheet. So there are, this is how you will get. Yeah. And I'm going to remove a couple of records, because all of the students will not take part in this session. In this attendance list, and this is our master list. All the same. So this is right. Y'all can hear me, right? Miss Nirmi?
Yes, sir. Can hear.
Okay. Thank you. Right. So here we are going to give the same formula again. Equal if we are going to put the logical test. If this value C13 is going to be, we are going to do the VLOOKUP for the same value. Uh, this attendance sheet. Now this is the new book I have selected. So let me select the VLOOKUP criteria, and then we are going to look for this name in the first column. So we are going to double click on this, and then comma, double click on false match, and then we have put the logical test now. So the logical test is if C13 is going to be equal to the VLOOKUP of this attendance sheet, and then if it is true, if that value is there in this attendance sheet, we want to derive at a 1 as the answer. If the value is not there, absent. All right. Then press enter. Here you go. You can copy and paste it in all these cells. Do not drag and drop, because earlier we encountered a problem, if you all can remember. Let me see the drag and drop again. Okay, it's sorted. So sometimes you get errors, but now here, if you can remember, I removed 3 records purposefully from this attendance list, so that there are only 7 students. You can see the count here, 7. So these are the students that I removed: Akila, and then Samal, and then Maliti. So you can see that the others have been marked as present, and the ones who are not there have been marked as not applicable. So then what I did was, I just else and pasted again on only the values. Paste on only the paste as values, only the values. Then you will the formulas will be removed, right? And then again, I'm going to select this entire selection, go to find and replace. I'm going to replace not applicable. You can see earlier I typed not applicable, replace with absent. Press replace all, then you can see close. These automatically get highlighted in yellow, because if you can remember, I gave the conditional formatting rule previously to these cells, so it will get automatically highlighted. So yes, this is how it's the same, even though you have 2 different workbooks, or you have the details in the same workbook as separate sheets. It's going to be the same way that you're going to do it. Have I answered your question, Miss Nirmi?
Yes, I got it. Thank you.
Okay, super, super. Right. So, any questions before we proceed to the short key of the day? Any other requests? So, I would like all of you to make requests like Miss Nirmi did on last session, because y'all are the ones actually engaged in your work. So, y'all can let me know how I can help you out. So, while helping you to certain things, we can share that same knowledge with all of the others, so that it will be part of our training program. So, any requests, any suggestions from any of you? No? Okay, so let me go to the short key of the day. So the short key of the day is Alt HW. So you have to press Alt HW all together. This is the short key to wrap text. So normally you see here when you type, so there is no space. If you want to have this column as per this same length, we have to do the wrap text. So here we go to the home and select wrap text. So O, you can use the short key. So normally you will see now, you will think now all these things are there in the tab, right? Why should I go for the short keys? But when when sometimes mostly people who are working in Excel, they are working very fast. So they are doing a lot of data entering, a lot of things. So rather than going to the tab and selecting, when you master the short keys, it's very easy. So let me do the short key. W, sorry. Select on the cell, Alt H W, right? Select on the cell, Alt H W. Select, select on the cell. So again, and see it automatically. It didn't work for these cells because these cells, the value is only that. It's very small. So you have to have um, large data. So here you have done the wrap text. If not, you can do it from here as well. But these short keys become very useful when we are working in Excel most of the time to just speed up your work. All right. So we have come to the end of today's session, and I would like to thank all of you for being throughout, being very engaged and being very active participants throughout this series of short trainings. So thank you so much. Before we wrap up, anything, any clarification on today's session, anything that you all want to clarify about? No questions? All good? All right. Miss Damnika, is everything clear to you? Right. Okay. All right then. Thank you very much. Have a great day. We'll meet up again on coming Thursday.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ayesh.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ayesh.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Ayesh.
You're welcome.